What up, gang? CCGG and Dynamic Discs are bringing you some more disc golf action. As always, Dynamic Discs is sponsoring a Dynamax giveaway, so make sure to like and comment on YouTube for a chance to win. In Central Coast Disc Golf news, I opened up a Patreon account, so if you want to give back, that would be awesome to help us cover more tourneys and whatnot. If you can't, no worries. I'll leave you a link below. But anyway, let's watch some disc golf. Alright guys, Ian here from Central Coast Disc Golf, and we have our special guest commentator, Garrett Tapkin, is joining us. That's Garrett.
Yeah, good to be back.
And we have, glad to have you, man. Yeah. And we're on the 2014 Masters Cup MPO lead card final round. Would you look at that card, Garrett?
Some action going on.
Super sweet. Got Innova sponsored Paul Macbeth, Innova sponsored Tim Skellinger, Discmania sponsored Simon Lizotte, and Prodigy sponsored Ricky Wysocki. And Paul's got a 3-stroke lead going into the final round, and someone you don't want to give 3-stroke leads to, that guy is
That's him.
Top of my list
Yeah,
right there.
yeah, absolutely.
He's pretty solid. But
anything can happen on this course, though.
Oh, absolutely. Daylight. You get kicks, roots, trees, cliffs. Everything comes into play at Daylight, yeah. I was talking to Tim. He's like, last year I came out here, man, I picked up so much trash. I'm getting some good juju. It's totally paid off for him. He's on the lead card, right?
Give back to the course. It'll take care of you.
Exactly, man. Totally cool. But we're going to start off hole 1, 306 feet. I think it's one of the more difficult holes in the course. It's really uphill, a low ceiling once you get close to the basket, tons of roots, tons of trees, double Mando.
The list goes on.
It's a hell of a way to start off. And Paul Macbeth is on the box and rips out his Star Destroyer.
Squeaking through there.
Oh! Yep. There's one of the daylight trees right there, Garrett. Up next is Tim Skellinger, pro out of Oregon. Really cool dude. Big fan. After filming him for a couple days.
Good. Ooh, got through.
Looking really nice. He's up there for birdie putt. Probably about a 20-25 footer. Up next out of Germany, Simon Lizotte. Also a super nice guy. And this kid throws a mile, Garrett.
Yeah, surprised not throwing a mid-range or something.
But he parked it at least with the driver.
It's probably the right choice.
Unbelievable shot. That right kind of hyzer line is the preferred route. It's a little more open over there. Not that you can really call it open.
Yeah, it seems like everybody's going for that.
And Ricky's pretty good too.
It's parked too. Yeah.
I don't think I've seen 3 better drives than a 4-person card.
No.
So you can see where Macbeth kicked off to, almost at a 2's fairway. He just lays it for a nice easy par. And Tim has this for a birdie look.
Shouldn't be a problem. A little bit uphill.
Yeah, just outside the circle it looks like.
Nails it.
Bang, bang. Really nice putt. So it looks like Simon's got a straddle around this tree for his birdie look.
Squeaks it in there.
Nonchalant as ever, right? And Ricky's got a tap in. One of the nicest drives I've ever seen on one.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I've seen some people throw rollers on one.
Forehand or backhand?
Backhand. Yeah. Sometimes it works when you get some lucky root bounces.
Yeah, some lucky jumps and
definitely takes
turns.
a little bit of luck on some rollers at Daylight. But everybody getting a stroke on Paul on first hole, making our lead card a little closer. Pretty exciting.
Yeah, it doesn't happen very often that everybody picks one up on him.
Right? Seriously. Up next is hole 2, 288. Dogleg left kind of straightens out and just ridiculously uphill. And also mentioned the basket is on the edge of a cliff. It kind of drops down about 15 feet. There's a little shelf, and then it's just bye-bye.
Even with a good drive, still have a death putt.
Yep, exactly. So Tim has the box, throws that backhand hyzer line, and he gets up there decently. I think he got knocked down by a tree a little short. Up next is Simon.
Spiking it up there.
Yeah, same line as Tim, a little higher. Oh,
Ooh.
just caught that tree limb. Comes up for that's a difficult up. It's all hard pan, a little bit downhill.
Fast green.
Yep, and a cliff behind the pin. So Ricky opts for the anti-backhand or forehand line, which I like a lot.
Yeah, it seems like if it flexes out,
yeah,
it'd be your best bet at getting up there.
Somebody aced it last year with that shot, right? Crazy. Paul Macbeth on the backhand hyzer line, and that one's looking really good, Garrett.
Squeak through.
Going around all the trees.
Wow.
And he's got a birdie putt if he wants it. Scary one, but it's there. Yep.
Exactly.
So Simon with a really good layup on a dangerous upshot, and Ricky's just a little bit closer.
Seems like you're happy with nailing your upshots here.
Yeah, absolutely, and not easy at all. Yep. All 3 of those guys laying in for nice pars, and Paul has a birdie putt.
Trying to take that stroke back you gave up.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure that's exactly what he's thinking.
Oh.
Oh no. Oh no.
roller.
That one's gone. So Paul went so far down the cliff that I didn't want to follow him. But eventually you'll see his disc come up. There he is. He was about like 60 feet down that cliff.
It looks steep.
Yeah, it was really steep. And makes the 4 at least.
4.
Yep. I was talking to him after the round. He's like, I should have just re-putted from that previous spot.
Taking the stroke and the shorter.
But he said he hasn't been really confident in his knee putts this year, he said. Which I don't know why.
Knee putts are tough.
Yeah. He usually bangs them, though.
Yeah.
So Rick makes his par, Simon makes his, and Tim's going to walk over and drop in his par. Really tough hole. If you're aggressive, it can eat you up.
I bet.
Like a lot of holes at Dayla, actually.
Yeah. Risk reward all over the place.
That is really true. It's not your your Sunday afternoon park.
Yeah, it's not.
It's a hike with some cliffs. Up next is hole 3, 349. Pretty downhill. This one see a lot of options. There's the forehand hyzer, backhand sky roller, and then backhand mid range right up the middle. Yeah, all work. I've seen birdies with all 3 approaches. And there's kind of a lot of trees guarding the pin, so it's a little bit of lucky once you get down there.
Yeah, kind of a poke and pray.
So it looks like Tim's hyzer flipping his rock, and
Skip?
Yeah, it skips down there, but didn't flip quite enough for him. I think he went a little more turnover there. And Simon's got a forehand. And Simon has a forehand.
And smashes it.
Wow. Way up there.
Wow.
I think he learned that line from Avery.
Yep. Avery or even
Yep.
Ricky right here.
Yep. Yeah, Ricky throws it too. Gets it out there. It's fading towards the basket. Oh.
Got caught up on something.
He's in a tree.
Oh, no.
Yeah. It's usually they come down on this hole, but Ricky got unlucky and just kind of wedged in there. Paul's throwing his rock 3 and a little high, a little right. Got kind of down there. That's a long birdie putt he's got right here.
Yeah.
Through a lot of trees.
Probably more of a half layup, half run kind of thing.
Exactly. That should be within Paul's par range. So Ricky has this to save par after the 2-meter stroke. He's about 45, 50 out. It looks like he's just laying up for a nice safe 4.
I think he might have caught a branch in there too.
Oh, did he? Gotcha. So Tim has this for a birdie. It's probably about 50 out.
Let's a good look at it.
40 out. Oh, just hits the cage. And here is Simon coming back towards the pin for his birdie.
No problem.
Floats it right in.
Yep. Every time.
Yep.
Every time.
A lot of the time.
A lot of the time.
More than I would at the time.
Yep. More than most mortal humans would.
Indeed. Paul makes his par. Tim drops in his.
Gingerly.
Yes. You don't want to bounce it right out, you know. You put it in there too hard. Bad things could happen. So Rick with the unfortunate bogue. And Paul's lead is down to 1 over Tim and Simon. Pretty intense.
Some dangerous people to be only 1 ahead of.
It seriously is. And we are on the hole 4, 390 feet. And this one has a cliff off to the right-hand side of the fairway the entire way. Once you go over that hill, there's just trees everywhere. I see a lot of forehand rollers.
Yeah.
And then backhands over the top. And Simon hung it out a little wide and caught that tree, but he did kick left instead of right.
Not down the mountain.
Yeah, right, and you're losing a disc 100%. But he's still got a ways to go on his next shot. Tim's throwing the backhand too.
He stayed left on that one.
Yep, and he almost kills Tim, who's filming for us right there.
Paul go with the forehand roller.
Yep, I'm seeing him I think he throws this pretty much every round. He's like, this is the shot, and I agree.
It's good hole design when, the top people have to pull something like this that they don't pull out of their bag every time. And,
I like that. Yeah. That's a really good idea. Rick likes the forehand roller as well. He parked it in the Friday round, which is just bananas.
Yeah, it shows how good they actually are when they have to pull something uncomfortable for them and they're still able to do it.
Very well.
Very well.
I think he would have got there again if he didn't hit that tree root and got Dale out a little bit. So they can see where the pin is. And Simon's taking this high line, which I'm scared of on this hole just because those trees are so grabby by the pin. It's a tough window. But going low has its own dangers as well.
Roots, skips, rolls.
Exactly.
Anything.
So Tim went a little long left. It's going to have a tough comebacker. And this is Simon's third shot. It looks like he's just laying up for a bogey. And even then, lay it
then.
up. See how long it slides. This hard pan, your disc just does not want to stop. Paul laying up after a pretty good forehand roller. And here's Rick with somewhat of a pretty look.
Yeah.
Kind of scary if you 100% run it, though.
With an awkward stance.
Yeah.
Oh. It's looking good.
It wasn't it? Yeah. So that's where Tim went on his third shot, little long. Just laying up for a 4. And Rick has this for a par. Jamie Thomas.
Yep.
Yep. Heiser Cinema Spin TV. Super nice guy.
Quality videos for sure.
Yeah, really nice. Does great work. He makes my editing skills look really bad. I do what I can, people. I do what I can. I get the video out. So Tim was dropping into bog. Paul's dropping into par. That's a tough hole. You definitely see quite a few bogeys in that hole.
You're happy with the par on that one.
Definitely. Up next, we're going back uphill this time. Hole 5, 318, plays about 450.
God.
Cause you gotta throw over those trees. There is like a window off to the left you can kind of lay up and have a longer putt at, but these guys can all throw 500, so they're throwing over the trees.
Yep, not an issue for them. I saw last year somebody throw a roller on one of these videos.
Yeah.
Worked out really well.
I watched the Masters card, and I think like 3 out of the 4 guys threw up
Yeah.
backhand rollers, and they all worked really well. I think JB almost parked it.
Mm-hmm.
So Paul having a nice drive over the top. Ricky is throwing the same shot, and that's looking pretty good as well.
Big hyzers from everybody.
Yep. There's this kind of this pit in between those trees and the pan. They're all just kind of trying to land in there,
Yeah.
and they can pretty much bang any putt from there.
Ooh.
Simon throwing the big hyzer, and he comes up a little
Dropping.
short. Gave it too much height. I heard he parked it with a putter in warm-ups.
Oh my God.
Right?
It's not even fair.
God. Up next, Tim Skellinger. Had a great shot on Saturday, and that looks like a great
Yep.
shot on Sunday.
I can't imagine throwing a putter on this one.
Right?
It's insane.
It is unbelievable, man. He's from another world.
Yep.
It's called Germany. So Simon has this for a birdie. Difficult stance, low ceiling,
Bang.
but that doesn't matter. Great putt. That's
Got
where
that
Rick...
spin putt.
Yep, exactly. Rick bangs the bird as well. And that's where Tim finished. He's got this for birdie. No worries there. And that's where McBeast landed,
Looking like a star frame.
right? These guys posterized this hole. Well,
Pretty
assuming
awkward
Paul
putt,
makes that.
yeah.
But yeah, that's Paul. He's not going to miss.
12 feet.
Yeah,
Whatever.
yeah.
Could be a building in the way.
I'm wasting film. All right, really nice star frame on hole 5, and that's going to bring us to hole 6. Really downhill again, 417. There's OB right behind the basket, and there's also an OB ditch that's about 25, 30 feet right of the basket.
Okay.
Extends off to the right. And there's that telephone pole, which is a disc magnet.
Yep.
I've hit it,
That's discouraging. First thing off the tee.
right? I saw it happen during the tournament, too. Paul's throwing his Champ Rock 3, and it almost went OB, but it got stopped by that log and stayed in bounds.
Nice.
But he's got a difficult putt from underneath a bush. Up next is Rick.
He's throwing a mid-range.
Yep. Throwing that hyzer flip to Annie.
Wow.
Look at that thing glide. Oh, slow down. Oh, that's OB. Yep. So easy to happen on downhill holes, right?
Yep.
Just
Especially with a flippy mid-range, they'll just
glide for
turn
days.
and go.
Yep. Simon's like, I got this hyzer. I'm gonna throw this hyzer. And
Skip in there.
Parked.
Always taking a different route than the rest of the card.
Yeah, you know, right? Really says something. Tim throws it out there a little low, getting a little stable. Kind of.
No skip. Surprising.
Yeah.
Actually take it off.
That's daylight for you. Sometimes you get a huge skip, and sometimes you get 0 skip.
You never know.
And he got 0 skip there again, kept a little short. That's a dangerous par putt he's going to have.
Yep.
And,
OB behind.
Yeah, exactly. And this is Paul's second shot. And hello, branch. So Rick went OB, and this is going to try and save par. What a great putter.
Yep. Every time.
Super solid. So Tim has this death putt to save par.
Ooh.
At least it stayed in bounds.
Yep. You gotta give him credit for missing high instead of missing low.
Right? Yep.
Dangerous putt behind him like that.
Yeah. That's a really good point. So Paul makes his par. And that is Simon's drop-in birdie, Garrett.
Wow. That looked not that close,
Yeah.
and that's crazy.
Yeah. Super solid. So Simon with a really nice birdie. Down to 1-stroke lead for Paul.
Wow.
Yeah. And we are on to hole 7, 395. It's slightly uphill for about 200, and then the rest of it's all downhill, all hard pan, and the fairway is narrowing on both sides.
God.
Trees everywhere, and it's super dense.
Sounds like a joy.
Yeah. We had a little people carrying the scorecard all day.
That's awesome.
Pretty cool for the first 2 cards,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah. Simon Lizon is up to throw. Ooh, got a little high.
And it adds some little bit of prestige to the event when you have the scorecard falling around a couple people. Make
Yeah.
it,
We got a really solid gallery.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Macbeth? No,
Turn
he's
it
not
over.
happy.
Nope.
Yeah, getting way too much turn on that. And that's a tough look. It's dense over there. And I should also mention there's a cliff like 15 feet past the pin, which I would say on about half the holes at De La.
Just always assume there's a cliff on one side or the other.
Yeah, seriously. Basically, De La's just basically on a ridge the entire time. Ooh, Tim's throwing that hyzer flip. It just doesn't flip enough. Simon with just a casual run up and a nice easy throw.
That's a dangerous shot.
Isn't it? Super scary upshot. And it's all hard pan around the basket. You didn't see it finish, but he finished actually really close to the basket. That was really impressive. Tim with another difficult upshot.
Yeah, look at that behind there.
Yeah,
Nothing but air.
right? And he came, also went a little long, but not that bad. Looks like Rick's just laying up, doing the smart thing. Probably the best upshot we've seen so far. And Paul has this. I don't know how he's getting out of there, Garrett.
God. Wow.
Forehand with a Firebird.
World champ fashion.
Right? Beautiful throw. So Tim has this comebacker for par. He was saying to me, he's like, man,
Wow.
I wish you guys could see through my eyes to see the gap, see the gaps I'm hitting.
See what I'm having to do.
Exactly.
I know I make it look easy, but
Yeah, that was hard, man. So Simon saves par, and Paul's going to save par too, because... Yep. And Rick, after a really nice upshot, saves par. And no shame on par in hole 7.
no, not at all.
I can't even believe that hole got aced.
That hole got aced?
Lefty backhand hyzer flip.
Wow.
Isn't that insane? All air.
I mean, yeah, all air, that's just a...
That's a 1 or it's a 4.
I was going to say, dare I say that was a bad shot?
Yeah, bad
Happened to
shot to
go
win
in.
it. I think you're correct, sir. So that's going to bring us to hole 8, 348. Tunnel shot, you got OB on the left, on the road, and on the right it slopes off and gets really dense with a lot of brush. And it's downhill.
Nice. And not to take away from that person who got that ace, that's still awesome.
Yes, no, that's still amazing. And I could never do that. So Simon got a really nice kick out of those trees and kicked back into the fairway. And Paul's, that needs to
Fading off a little bit.
needs to die. Don't skip.
Ooh.
That's
OB over there?
Yeah, skip the OB over those logs. Sometimes those logs will save you, and sometimes they won't. It's a tough hole because you got to throw so far in to get 0 fade. Because if you get any fade, you're gonna skip OB.
Throw a putter like Ricky.
Yeah, or you could do the Ricky Wysocki approach and just throw it straight for 380 feet. Tim's throwing the Timmy Heiser flip.
Skip.
Get a good skip.
Oh, got it.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Parked.
Yep.
So Simon has this for birdies, about 35 out. Oh, just off the top. Yeah. And that was his caddy Kenner filming for him right there.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice dude. Apparently you have to look like Simon to be Simon's caddy.
Really? You have to speak German too.
I don't know about that one. Might help though.
Secret tips.
Yeah. So Paul saved a par after going on B, and Tim has this for a 2.
Yep. Nice.
Yeah, and he's gonna make that a lot of the time.
See the new mock X baskets there?
Oh yeah, DJ donated 27 to De La.
Wow.
Super nice, right?
That's awesome.
Yeah, I heard a lot of good comments from the players about the baskets. I didn't see any spit throughs, which I couldn't say last year.
No, not with that chain. The X in the middle.
Yeah, really solid. And that's gonna bring us to hole 8A, 201 foot, slight dogleg right, cliff off to the right hand side of the fairway the entire way, and just behind the basket.
Again.
Yeah.
Cliffs.
Everywhere.
Right there.
Macbeth with that 1-stroke lead over Simon. See the basket right there?
A standstill shot for most of these guys.
I think so. It's about half and half. Beautiful looking Annie from Ricky.
Some beautiful second camera.
Right? Tim's doing some awesome work, man.
Love it.
And speaking of Tim's, here's Tim Skelliger.
Some more beautiful work from another Tim.
Yeah, and wow, that's pretty close.
Ideal.
Yeah. So Tim told he was throwing an arrow there.
Oh, wow.
Interesting disc.
It's an old school disc.
Yeah, I think so. So Simon came up a little short, didn't get quite enough height. And Paul's up next. I'm pretty sure he's throwing a McPro rock.
Yep.
I'll put it in the video. And he's pretty parked too.
Yep. That's what you want.
Yep. Oh, just high again, Simon. You really need to get a birdie on this hole if you wanna hang with the rest of your card, because there's gonna be some birdies. I can guarantee it.
You can make at least 3.
Yep, I think so. Paul tap in bird, and here comes Tim with his headbanger bird.
Watch your hit.
Watch yo hit. All right, everybody but Simon getting the birdie.
Everybody 2 back.
Right? Really close card. Love the action. And that's going to bring us to hole 9, 315. It's pretty straight, but there's a lot of trees in the way, so you can't really throw straight at it.
Just bob and weave it through there.
Yeah, there's the S line. There's kind of a gentle turnover Annie shot, and then there's also a big forehand hyzer line. Not a huge fan of the forehand hyzer line just because there's so many trees close to the basket fading in that way.
I'll come from that direction.
Yeah, I think the kind of the floaty Annie shot right just through and parked right there. It's
Yeah.
probably a good route. Or the I've seen the S shot work. I was watching the chase card, and Steve Rico parked it with a forehand roller.
I was going to say, he's a forehand roller master.
He is crafty, man. Love his shot selection.
Yeah.
Tim came up, hit a late tree, kicked him back, and Paul's up next. He's throwing that hyzer flip.
Needs to flip a little more.
Yeah, still going pretty close. I think he got a friendly little tree kiss right there.
Yep.
And he's gonna have a putt for birdie. So it looks like Simon's lining up for the forehand.
Let's see if you were right about the trees.
We'll see. Coming in towards the basket, and I don't see it, Gary.
Nope, I don't see it either.
I think he got hated on. So Tim got kicked back a little bit. It's about 80 out, but there is a nice little backhand line from there. Should be an easy up.
Get your par.
Yep, no worries there. And so Simon has this for birdie. He's probably about 45 out. And he's got a couple trees in the way. Oh, off the cage. God, he's good.
That spin float putt that he has is crazy.
Right? It kind of reminds me of Emacs a little bit, but look a little slower.
Slower, yeah. A little
Yeah.
more nose up, floatier.
Mm-hmm. So Rick and Paul tapping on their birdies.
Park jobs.
Maybe not tap-ins, but tap-ins for those guys. After some really nice drives.
For us humans, those are knee shakers.
Yes, exactly. Especially when I'm being filmed, then I'm definitely gonna miss it. Tim taps in his par, and Simon's gonna have a tiny little comebacker from par.
There you go.
Nonchalant as ever. And Paul's opening up a little lead over Simon and Tim, but Ricky's 2 back. And we're on the hole 10. 347, slight dogleg right after a really long tunnel shot. I've seen it thrown a million different ways. Forehand up the middle, forehand big hyzer line, backhand up the middle, backhand roller.
I'm sure some of them only work part of the time,
Yes.
regardless of what you choose.
Yep. And there is the road a little bit to the right of the basket, which is OB. Rick threw that forehand up the middle, which I've seen him just park before. And I don't know if did it turn too much or hit a tree.
It seemed like it just kept turning.
Yeah. So Paul takes the higher forehand hyzer line.
Gets through clean.
That was beautiful. Yep. Just a hair short. Right on line. And Tim is up next. And he parked it with a hyzer flip yesterday. And
I think that might have came out a little early.
I think you're right. Still kind of down there.
Yeah.
Should be an easy par at least, hopefully. And Simon's throwing the Ricky Wysocki forehand line up the middle.
Ooh.
Just so clean.
God.
So smooth.
Silky smooth.
And it goes so far. Not even trying.
No.
It seems like it anyway. I'm sure he actually is, but
Yeah.
it makes it look too easy.
That's a full tilt flex sidearm for me, if I can even get it there.
Right? Yeah. So Rick had a nice up from out of the bushes. Tim kind of missed his birdie bait, went a little long, but should have no trouble with the comebacker. And here we have Paul with a birdie putt.
Gets it.
Paul Macbeth doesn't miss birdie putts.
At least when he makes them.
Right? Yeah. Simon makes his birdie putts. And Tim is coming back for par. Oh, Timmy!
Tim!
No!
That's frustrating.
Yeah. Everybody's able to airmail a few here and
Yep.
there.
As soon as you let go, you're like, no!
What was I doing?
Yeah. I wasn't focused, I wasn't thinking.
Yep, that's usually what it is. Thinking about something else, not looking
Yep.
at the basket. Stare at those chains, people.
Respect the game.
It requires all of your attention. We're on to hole 11, 369, super duper tunnel shot with that jerk branch sticking out in the middle of the fairway just to crush your dreams in case you thought you had a good throw, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Throw a perfect shot and
Yeah. Dale, I'll show you what's up.
Yep.
So Paul Macbeth is up first. Oh no.
you get that first tree?
I think so, yeah. I think he was trying to hang out the hyzer flip a little left, you know, and just hang
Yep.
it out a little wide. Simon throwing a little higher.
Yeah.
Doesn't get any turn, but got some nice kicks out in the fairway.
Pinballing it down the way,
Yep.
down the fairway.
Exactly. And Ricky parked this on Friday with the same shot, but that one's turning a little too much for him.
Same disc as the previous hole and did the same thing, turned over a little
You're right,
bit.
huh?
Yeah.
Tim is up next. Ooh. Getting some kicks
Yep.
here at Daylight. That's what happens when you throw hard. You get hard kicks. So Paul has just a nightmare of a look for a second shot.
Just trying to get part of the way down there. Seems
Yeah.
like.
And he kicked out left again. Tim has this for a second shot. The basket's probably 250 straight ahead. And he throws this
Wow.
hyzer that just gets through everything, Gary.
Wow.
He-
Falling forward.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
He's actually
It's incredible.
15 feet past the pin. He got all the way down there. I cannot believe it. Paul was yelling at himself after that shot.
Yeah.
It's like, you got 15 feet to the right. You throw it into the tree.
Sometimes your body just has a mind of its
What
own.
are you doing? So Paul has this to save 4, which really solid after that second shot.
Yeah.
And the drive, honestly.
Damage control.
Yep. It's part of being a champ.
Yep.
Speaking of damage control,
Dang.
that is a par save. Unbelievable. Rick has this
Yeah.
for par,
Even that's just a confidence booster.
right?
Getting a par on that one in that fashion. Gotta be walking tall.
Yep. And apparently I missed Simon's upshot. That was him tapping in.
Looks like he got close.
It was a nice upshot. I can tell you that much. I don't know how it got there.
Take
but
our word for it.
It worked out pretty well. Up next is the last hole of part 1, hole 12, 350. It's just pretty much straight over that way, and then down 50 feet, and
Straight some more and
yeah, thrown over a canyon almost the entire way. So if you come up short, it's gonna be trouble. But
Wow.
Simon's like, I'm just gonna take this other route. He throws this huge Annie shot with a putter, and you didn't
Glide
see it
for
finish,
days.
but it flexed out and he parked it.
good lord.
Unbelievable. He's the only person I've ever seen take that shot.
Come back, yeah.
Oh,
kick back.
Ricky kicked left at the very last second. He's pretty much pin high. It looks like Tim's going to throw a rock here, trying to get that hyzer flip.
Into the right the canyon?
He just got wind sheared
Oh,
right there.
man.
Did you see that?
Yeah, it looked gusty out there.
It just dropped out of the sky. So he dropped down in the canyon about 60 feet. And Paul's throwing his McPro Rock
Looking
3.
good.
Oh, gets a fade.
Ooh.
That one did not come back, Garrett. Kept going for a while.
It didn't stop.
Not so much. So that was Tim from out of the canyon with a really nice out. And Paul's not going to that basket right next to him. He's going the one off to the left. And it's a downhill upshot. Grass switching to hard pan, and he puts it under the basket.
Textbook.
Really impressive.
Ooh.
Bang, bang from Rick.
Little fist bump. It's a clutch putt.
I like that, man. I like
Yeah.
the fist pump. That's a good solid celebration.
Yep.
And that's where Simon landed after his putter throw. Unbelievable, people. You know how
Yeah,
crazy
there's
that
no-
shot is.
There's no way the film can describe what that was.
Unreal.
Unless he had a copter cam or something.
Right?
filming from above.
This hole is terrible for a second camera. You can't get any good angles on filming. But Simon is getting a little closer to Paul.
Simon and Ricky.
Yep, they are one back of Paul. And that's all we got for part 1, guys. We will catch you in the exciting finish of part 2.
Yeah.
It gets crazy, I'm telling you guys.
Man.
Crazy.
Can't wait.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. Catch you around.